Well, happy Tuesday. It is time for your 15 plus weather streaming show. On this Tuesday evening, we are on their Christmas Eve, looking ahead at Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We've got a mild holiday week ahead. A couple chances of rain with some milder temperatures in the forecast, but overall, compared to what we saw Thanksgiving weekend, we really can't complain. So we're going to get into that local forecast now. We are taking a live look out over Madison this evening. Temperatures continuing to drop pretty efficiently as we head into the evening hours. We saw highs today in the low 40s, even a few spots to the very far south along that state line, climbing into the mid 40s. 29 degrees is where we are sitting at now here in Madison. And it feels like temperature at 29 as well. So winds very calm out there. If you are getting out and about late tonight, not going to have to deal with that wind chill, but actual temperatures will be dropping pretty steadily as we head through the rest of the evening hours. Here's a look at those winds, varying just slightly, but most of us pretty light northwesterly for the most part. But as we head into your Wednesday tomorrow, we'll see those winds shift back to the south as our high pressure moves out to the east. So taking a look at temperatures throughout the area, we are at 29 degrees again here at Madison, and several spots, or I guess I should say a couple spots falling down into the 20s, but most of us as of now still holding on at least in the low 30s. It is 30 degrees there in Baraboo, 32 in Oshkosh, 34 degrees in Janesville, 38 though down in Monroe. So temperatures still relatively mild. I think most of us though will wrap things up late tonight with lows in the 20s across the area. But taking a look at Sky Tracker HD, not picking up on anything other than some of those thin high clouds that we had around during the daytime hours on your Tuesday. So again, we will have partly cloudy skies as we head through the evening hours, and with the combination of falling temperatures and also those light winds, we could see some areas of patchy fog developing as we head into your Christmas Eve morning tomorrow. So just keep that in mind if you are getting out on the roads early tomorrow morning. But otherwise, these quiet conditions that we've seen through the day, we saw plenty of sunshine. Sunshine not going to be in the picture for your Christmas Eve tomorrow, but the quiet conditions will continue at least for the better part of the daytime hours. This takes us to 7 a.m. on your Christmas Eve morning tomorrow. The clouds will roll back in, not only for us here in Wisconsin, but for much of the upper Midwest. You can see those clouds around. We will keep things dry for much of the day, but we do have a couple disturbances that will be moving through as we head through the rest of the work week, or the holiday week, I should say. The first of those arrives late tomorrow afternoon and then into the earlier evening hours. So this is a look at 6 p.m. Really not expecting much with this, very light rain, and I think also pretty spotty at times. That will move out later in the evening Wednesday, leaving us with dry, but again, cloudy conditions persisting into your Christmas Day. This is 7 a.m. Thursday morning, mostly cloudy skies, and we do have another chance of rain in the forecast that we've been giving you that first alert to, but this will come, I think, for most of us, not until we are asleep during the overnight hours, late Christmas night into early Friday morning. This is 1 a.m. You can start to see that working its way in from the west. And then continuing into your Friday morning, this is a look at 6 a.m. Now this model, you can see here, kind of a gradient as you head through the state, and that is a reflection of the difference in temperatures that we'll be seeing as we head late Thursday night into your Friday morning. You can see there picking up on some freezing rain potential. This model is depicting that much to the north, but I do think this is something that we will have to keep an eye on, at least for our very northernmost counties here in southern Wisconsin, as we could see some of that at least freezing drizzle into those areas. Again, it would be the very far northern counties here in southern Wisconsin, and then pushing into the central portions of the state, just depending on how efficiently those temperatures cool, whether or not they make it to the freezing mark or not, as our temperatures will be pretty mild not only tomorrow, your Wednesday, but into Christmas Day, and then into Friday and Saturday as well. We will hold highs in the 40s before a major drop in temperatures to wrap up the weekend, which we will get to here in just a little bit. By midday Friday, that rain moves out, and we are looking at clouds continuing into the weekend. Clouds going to be stubborn here over the next several days, but overall pretty quiet conditions, only a couple chances of rain, and I don't think really going to have much impact with either of these disturbances moving through either. So like I said at the beginning of this stream, breath of fresh air for many of us after what we saw Thanksgiving weekend with those cold temperatures and then the big snowstorm that we got that we all remember now. So Taking a look at your Christmas forecast, again with this cloud cover, and also I think we're going to start Christmas Day with some northerly winds before those shift southerly. So the combination of a little bit more of a prolonged period of northerly winds than originally anticipated. Northeasterly, I should say. I think that combined with that cloud cover, we have gone ahead and bumped that forecast high down a little bit. We are looking at a high temperature of 40 degrees, and I think as you head further to the north, lots of the central and northern portions of the state going to be in the upper 30s, but this is still well above average for this time of the year. Our average high on the 25th, of December is around 30 degrees. So forecast high of 40 on Christmas Day puts us 10 degrees above average. So that mild forecast is going to continue Christmas Day and to start the weekend. Again, lows tonight dipping down into the 20s. We will see a low of 26 degrees here in the Madison area and back up at 40 degrees tomorrow for your Christmas Eve under mostly cloudy skies. And as we take a look ahead at the extended forecast, again, you can see that stretch of mild temperatures, 40 degrees Wednesday, 40 on your Christmas Day Thursday, 43 Friday, 42 Saturday. Now the sunshine will return on Sunday, but this does come as a bit of a double-edged sword. We got the sunshine back into the picture to wrap up the weekend and start the next work week, but the temperatures will be taking quite a significant drop back down into the 20s below average as we head into your Sunday and then starting the work week on Monday as well. So just a first alert, we are going to be enjoying some warmer temperatures here taking us through the first half of the weekend, but we will have a bit of a reality check with those temperatures dipping back down into the 20s. But the good news is we'll have some sunshine to go along with it to make it at least a little bit more bearable. But that is your first alert forecast on this Tuesday evening. We are going to take a quick break, and then we got a couple weather stories for you, and then after that we'll take a little look at your travel forecast, which if you're staying here in the upper Midwest, staying in Wisconsin, not looking too bad. We will be right back just after this. Well, welcome back. We start first here locally in Madison, Wisconsin. Our first weather story for you tonight is a little heads up to our local ice skaters. Tenny Lagoon is the only ice skating rink open this week. As we just discussed, we are seeing well above average temperatures, and the Madison Parks say that because of this warm up, Tenny will be the only rink that has an ice depth that is safe enough to skate on, but they still want people to use caution as conditions may still not be ideal.
Really
they do plan to be staffed tomorrow for skate rentals from 10 to 4 as long as the conditions allow. So yeah, I think we will be in the low 40s, right around 40 degrees for highs tomorrow. So if you do plan to go out and do some ice skating, it's going to be a pretty mild day. It'll be a cloudy one, but dry until that rain moves in for the afternoon. But of course, like they said there, make sure you are making sure to take things easy and making sure you are being safe when doing so. And then as we head toward our national weather story of the evening, this one comes from out west. If you think you can escape the cold from heading out to California, well, the weather over there is not so great either. Northern California has opened emergency operations as storms are hitting the area, causing major flooding. You can see that there in this video on your screen. Those roads are closed due to significant flooding, several feet of flooding there. And many roads, like you see here, are flooded, and people are encouraged to shelter in place. So you can see significant, vast flooding impacting California, and this comes after lots of flooding further to the north along the west coast. The Pacific Northwest was impacted by a major atmospheric river, bringing as much as 15 feet of flooding, and now this is impacting California. So we could be grateful here in southern Wisconsin. We're going to get a little bit of rain, but nothing like this. So if you have travel plans here at home, things looking good. If you're planning to head out west, not so much. So we'll let this video continue to play for you just to see the extent of this flooding there. Again, this is in Northern California, where I believe I read that they are under a flood watch until Friday. So this comes, of course, at some pretty bad timing with the holiday, Christmas Eve tomorrow and Christmas Day on Thursday. So that is a look at a local weather story and then also a national one out west. So we are going to take one more quick break and then we'll be right back with another look at your local forecast, and we'll talk a little bit about travel here in just a second. Whoop, I was muted. Welcome back. We are now in the last segment of your streaming show tonight, and we are going to take a look at your travel forecast. I'm going to start off by showing a national radar here, looking ahead over the next several hours and into the next couple of days. And if you are watching for that last segment, we discussed that major flooding there in Northern California. This is going to continue to take us through the evening hours tonight and then into the next couple of days, and you can see that rain continuing to move in, definitely impacting Northern California, but really throughout the state of California. Again, they are under a flood watch until Friday, so it is Tuesday, so major rainfall impacting them. This takes us to 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday. You can see things still looking pretty calm throughout most of the United States. Some snow moving in to the northeast there in New York, and then heading into New Jersey, Vermont, Maine, excuse me, and then heading through the day Wednesday. Again, that rain continuing to span throughout the West Coast. As we head into the late afternoon hours, you could see just a little bit of that rain popping up here in southern Wisconsin, also down into portions of Indiana and Illinois, but really not expecting much from that. So if you're traveling here over the next 24 hours or so, things looking good, especially in the Midwest. If you're headed out west, though, lots of rain expected out there. And then this takes us to 6:30 a.m. on your Christmas morning. Again, we will be dry to start things off throughout much of the Midwest, but that cloud cover, we will have a blanket of clouds starting tomorrow and lasting into the first half of the weekend. So the clouds will be stubborn, but we'll be dry through the daytime hours. It won't be until late Thursday night, I really think, through the overnight hours when that rain will move in. The West Coast still experiencing that precipitation as well. And by midday Friday, we are dry, temperatures still hanging on pretty warm, and then dropping off by the weekend. So if you got travel plans, really only a couple chances of rain here locally, and really throughout the Midwest, we are keeping things pretty quiet and dry as we head toward Christmas and into the weekend. So in terms of travel impacts, really going to only be running into those major travel impacts if you were headed way out west with all of that flooding, but also a little bit of that up to the northeast with some of the snow that they were getting there. But for us here at home in southern Wisconsin and throughout, again, much of the Midwest, if you're maybe traveling to see family in a neighboring state, things looking pretty good. But I do want to wrap things up by giving you another reminder of that cool down that we will be seeing as we head into the second half of the weekend. We will see highs at least right at 40 degrees, if not warmer, to take us through Saturday and then back down into the 20s on your Sunday. So that is all that we have for you tonight. A pretty mild Christmas week ahead, so hopefully everybody can enjoy the warmer weather. And thank you so much for joining. Have a very Merry Christmas and take care.